You ever hear that old saying, the walls could talk? Well, deep under the streets of London, there's a place where the walls don't just talk, they scream. Picture this. It's after midnight, you're on the last train, the platform's nearly empty, the fluorescent lights buzz overhead, and for a split second you swear you hear footsteps behind you. But when you turn around, nothing. That's not just a story, that's something countless people have actually experienced in one of London's most haunted underground stations. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll think twice before riding the tube at night. So let's dive right in. Imagine a train station, forgotten by time, sitting under layers of brick and dust, carrying a history darker than most ghost stories. London's underground is old, like really old, and with over a century of tragedies, disasters, and wartime secrets buried down there, some folks believe the spirits never left. One station in particular, though, has earned a reputation that locals whisper about: Aldwych Station. Abandoned, silent, but not empty. Now, before I tell you exactly why people are convinced this place is haunted, let me set the scene. Back in World War II, London was under attack almost nightly during the Blitz. Families scrambled underground, not for a quick train ride, but for survival. Imagine being packed shoulder to shoulder in these dark tunnels, the sound of bombs shaking the ceiling above, dust falling from the walls, kids crying, adults praying. Thousands of Londoners used these stations as shelters, and Aldwych was one of the main ones. People lived down there for weeks at a time. And here's the kicker: some never made it back up. Witnesses claim the air in Aldwych still feels heavy, like it's soaked with all that fear. They say if you stand still long enough, you'll hear faint echoes of voices, whispers you can't quite make out. And sometimes, the crying of children. Creepy, right? But that's just the beginning. There's a story about one worker back in the 1980s, when the station was already shut down to the public. He was on a routine maintenance check, flashlight in hand, walking through the empty platforms. Everything's normal until he hears footsteps. At first, he figures it's just another worker. But when he calls out, no one answers. The footsteps get louder, closer, almost circling him. He shines his light around, nothing. That's when the air turns ice cold, his breath visible in the beam of his flashlight, and he bolts out of there, refusing to ever go back alone again. And he's not the only one. Security guards, film crews, yeah, this place gets used for movies sometimes, they've all reported the same thing. Disembodied footsteps, flickering lights, and the overwhelming sense that someone's watching. One of the most famous ghost sightings at Aldwych is that of a woman in old-fashioned clothing. People say she appears on the platform, standing perfectly still, staring down the tracks as if waiting for a train that's never coming. And here's the spine-tingling part. Witnesses swear her face looks sad, almost desperate, like she's been waiting there for decades. Some even believe she was separated from her family during the war, never reunited, and now she's stuck in a loop, waiting forever. But Aldwych isn't the only haunted underground station. If you hop across town, you'll hear tales about Bethnal Green, where hundreds of people tragically lost their lives in a stampede during an air raid. Or Bank Station, where people say they see the ghost of a woman nicknamed the Black Nun. London's underground is basically a giant graveyard of stories, and each station has its own dark secrets. Still, Aldwych holds the crown for being the eeriest, because it's been sealed off from the public, frozen in time, like a ghost trapped in a snow globe. Now think about this for a second. If you believe in ghosts, then you probably agree that spirits linger where there's unfinished business. Aldwych saw fear, loss, and tragedy on a massive scale. And when the station was finally shut down in the 1990s, it was like locking all that energy inside. No more commuters, no more crowds, just silence and shadows. That's a recipe for paranormal activity if there ever was one. And even if you don't believe in ghosts, the psychology of it is still wild. Humans are wired to pick up on atmosphere. Put us in a dark, echoing underground tunnel where history's trauma practically bleeds from the walls, and yeah, we're gonna feel something. Fear. Dread. That gut instinct that says, get out. So what would you do? If you found yourself on that empty platform, last train gone, the lights flickering above you, and you suddenly heard a whisper that didn't belong to anyone, would you stick around? Or would you run? Let me tell you, Londoners joke about their underground all the time, but deep down they know something's off. Cab drivers avoid talking about certain stations at night, and even the staff sometimes refuse to do rounds alone. That says a lot. And here's the real twist. Aldwych Station is technically closed, but you can still visit it on special tours. People line up, flashlights ready, hoping to experience something. Some walk away skeptical. Others swear they felt a cold hand brush against theirs, or heard voices whispering from the tunnels. The underground might be just trains and tracks to some, but to others, it's the world's longest haunted house. So the question is, what do you think? Are these ghost stories just the echoes of imagination, sparked by old bricks and history? Or is there really something down there, trapped between worlds, waiting for someone brave enough to listen? Before you answer, picture this. It's midnight in London. The streets are quiet, fog curling around the lampposts. You take the stairs down deeper into the ground where the sound of the city fades away. The platform stretches in front of you, empty, abandoned. You hear water dripping, the hum of old pipes. And then, just behind your shoulder, a soft, steady breath. If that made your skin crawl even a little bit, then hit that like button because clearly you're just as into creepy stories as I am. And hey, if you want to hear more about haunted places, true ghost encounters, or the darkest legends from around the world, make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell because we dive into the stuff most people are too scared to even Google. But before you go, drop me a comment. Would you dare walk through Aldwych Station alone at night? Or would you rather stay safe upstairs in the city lights? I'll be reading every single one of your stories and maybe, just maybe, I'll share some of your scariest answers in the next video. Until then, remember this. The next time you ride a subway late at night, keep an ear out. Because sometimes, the train isn't the only thing moving in those tunnels.